Is selling on Amazon profitable? It's a great question. It's the question in some ways because if you've been selling on Amazon for any period of time, you may have observed that it's very easy to make revenue on Amazon, but much harder to make actual profit. That is tough because there's so many fees associated with it, right? You sell a product at its MSRP price. That's great, right? But then there's Amazon fees. There's Amazon FBA fees. There was the cost of shipping to get it into FBA. There was the cost of goods. There's the cost of advertising. So after all these things, you have to make sure that you're still making enough, that you're still making actual profit, not just revenue, on the sale. Because otherwise, if you break even on all your Amazon sales and then your inventory runs out and you want to reorder, that reorder's coming out of pocket. That's a crazy cash flow issue that I see way too much. So a recession or not, profit is important. Right? But people seem to have lost the script sometimes where they're just like, business is not really about revenue, right? So it's about cash flows. Especially because Amazon businesses, if you ever want to sell your Amazon business, it's valued not on the top line rev, but on the monthly earnings as a backward looking 12-month trend. So, if you want to sell, if you want to reorder inventory, if you want to just do well as a seller, profit's so important. So now that we've established that, I want to give you a free tool to establish and sort of assess your profitability potential for a product on Amazon. It's from Amazon itself. It's free. And just some thoughts on profitability in general using a product example. And where better to go, honestly, than the industrial and scientific niche. I love products from industrial and scientific because everybody thinks about Amazon as direct-to-consumer, right? Or as like a consumer website, but Amazon is really underestimated for industrial and scientific. The basic logic is, since you can't buy this stuff at your local Walmart, you're going to have to go online. And if you have to go online, you're going to go to Amazon. So that's the logic here. I looked at a soldering kit. I believe this is the Irota Solder Pro Butane soldering iron kit. Okay? And I love this for a few reasons. Right, one is the price point. You can do so much more. You have so much more headspace, headroom, if you have a $50 plus price point. So I love that. Here, it's also in an industry that's not particularly commoditized. Like there's a room for a lot of differentiation amongst the different soldering iron kits. So that I really like. Their listing is quite optimized. They are using all the photo slots. They've added a video to it. They've built out the bullet points. They're using FBA, as you can see from the buy box, because it says sold by the company name and fulfilled by Amazon. So they're doing a lot of things right here, including the price point. So now, if you're looking at, say you were thinking about selling a product like this, or you have a competitor that looks like this, or even if you're curious about your own product, go ahead and Google Amazon FBA Revenue Calculator. Okay, it looks like this. And what it's going to give you is estimated profit per unit, so you can do some better planning here. Just pop in your ASIN, and you pop in the ASIN at the top, and it'll give you the estimated Amazon fees, Amazon FBA fees, and storage fees. Now, depending on the time of year, you're going to have to toggle this back and forth because they have different storage fee rates from January to September versus October to December because it's Q4. And that'll give you an estimate, right? And input your COGS. If you don't know exactly what your cost of goods is, you should at least do an estimate just to get a rough sort of back of the napkin type of read here. And so this will show you your estimated profit. Now keep in mind that this is prior to advertising, so you also have to budget that in. So in this case, let me see what we got. I put in a sort of a dummy cost of goods value at $20. And said, okay, maybe $3, maybe we get some returns, or we have to ship extras into FBA, what have you, right? And that left us with a net margin of 33.97%, which is good. This is a pretty normal margin, but remember, this is prior to ads. So your ACOS, your ad spend divided by the ad revenue that was brought in by that spend, needs to be below 33.97% if you want to break even on that ad sale. Right? So it's something to keep in mind. That's a healthy margin, right? The reason you want a higher priced product like this is because the advertising cost per click doesn't scale up with the price point. Like as prices increase, the cost per click goes up a little bit, but the curve is much more gentle, right? It doesn't really, your cost per click is still going to be 75, 80 cents, $1, something like that, regardless of whether you have a $15 product or a $200 product, right? Which is why I'm a fan of these higher price points. So yeah, that is an example of a product that is most likely profitable, a free tool that gives you profitability projections on your products, and a reminder that all this stuff is prior to advertising, so you really have to budget that in as well. Products with under 7.5 to 10% margins usually, it's not going to work with advertising, so you kind of just have to list them and do them organically. So again, as high price point as you can, as high margin as you can. Pretty straightforward, simple stuff, but they say the greats just do the basics, and they do them really well. So that's it for me. If you want to see the night and day differences that I've uncovered between 6 and 7 figure sellers, some of the stuff is shocking. I wrote a free book on it. It's over 40 pages. Years of experience poured into 40 pages here. Totally free. So the link is asteroidx.com/action-plan. Go ahead and download it from there if you'd like. And aside from that, I'm out of here. See you in the next one. Happy selling.